Hey!
Technology. My husband's helping me.
Hi, Adam.
Hey,
Good to see
I'll
you.
take it over.
Yeah.
It's a takeover.
Yeah, Bonny.
Something.
How are you? Get Adam off there. I'm not inviting him. I'm talking to you. Bonny, how long have you and I known each other?
Oh, wow. Is it like 15? Is that
Well,
no.
Yeah.
Well, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Must be
like
close to 14, maybe? 14
yeah.
years?
I wasn't too off by saying 15.
Where did we first meet, Bonny?
Okay, Jeff.
Oh, gosh.
What?
Jeff.
What?
Hold on.
What?
Oh, I'm hearing a delay.
You know that we're live, right, Ed?
Yeah. Pin that comment, Jeff, the one from Bonnie that says interview with a children's pastor. That way
You just
people
said to
who join
pin something,
later
dude. I have no idea what that means.
can see it. Click on that comment and then pin it.
Okay. Click on that
This is our
comment
Jeff's first split
Pin it.
screen. We're just figuring this out.
We're learning, guys.
Click
We're
on
learning.
that comment and pin it. What in the world is... Oh, wait. So I picked that comment, pin comment. I did it.
You did it.
I know. I'm so happy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, people. Sorry. So yeah,
Okay.
like 14 years. We first got to know each other. You came as a young adults pastor, and I was on the young adults. Was it Sola or no? It was in
We
Extreme.
changed the name, yeah. And then you were on the leadership team. You were dating somebody else at that time, if I recall.
Let's not go there. Yeah.
It's true. So Bonny, you've been the pastor of children's ministry, or one of them at Northview, for how many years then?
Yeah. So pastor at East Abbey now for about a year and a bit, and then I was the pastor of the preschool nursery for 2 years before that. But I've had a couple mat leaves in there, so it all blurs. I don't know. Director before that, admin assistant before that. It's been a while. It blurs.
How many kids do you have?
We have 3 kids. Yeah.
And 2 on the way, right?
No. We're good for now.
Are you? Well,
3's a lot.
I am praying both for the ridding of the world of the coronavirus, and for you and Adam to have twins. I've told the Lord He can choose either or.
That would no. We're good, thanks.
Yeah. So what are the ages of your children?
Yeah. Theodore is 7, Juniper is 3.5, and Alfie is 2. So my oldest and my youngest, they share a birthday. So they turn 7 and 2 in February. 7 and 2. Yeah. Wow. Adam said to something I could send a picture, but I don't know how to post a picture here. So yeah, I'm not going to try that. I might just...
It's not going to happen. We're probably going to ruin the entire thing if we do that.
Totally.
Bonny, are you finding it difficult with 3 children at home under 7 years old during this particular moment? What are the most enjoyable things about that? And what are the most difficult? Right.
So, yeah, it's difficult. It's messy. Like, that's the best way I know how to say it. It's a good mess, but it's messy and it's difficult. I am an introvert, so there is that. So I feel like I've been training my whole life for this quarantine, like I'm good. But that's not into account that I'm still working, and my kids you're also thrust into the impending homeschooling. And then my husband and I both working at home while staying sane, while trying to do my own Bible study, while and. So, it's not easy, but it's also good. It's also a fun season just to kind of be home and figure it out,
Yeah. Are you guys finding it difficult to get along, or is the closeness thing that you treasure?
Both.
Okay.
Finding it difficult. I think it's just figuring out each other's rhythms and working together and being on different conference calls. So we have tried.
Is that how you're doing ministry now? Are you basically conference calling with everybody?
That is literally, like, today it has, this has been my home right here today, this whole time sitting here. So yeah, we're getting along well, but we have to be very intentional about the night before, of like, what does our next day look like? When are you going to be busy? When am I going to be busy? And today, if I'm being honest, the kids had probably too much TV. Like, that's just the truth of it. So
think that might be a worldwide problem at this point.
I think
right?
it is.
I mean, all these mothers, all you mothers are worried about screen time. I got to tell you, don't worry about it at this point. There are seasons where you thank God for the screen.
Totally. And putting down the kids tonight, that came first, and showing them grace, showing myself grace. And I kind of just had to say to them too, like, tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow, thank God, is a new day, and we'll start afresh. But some days we knew going in today that today would be a heavy screen day. So we'll try to redo that. And it's just the season we're in. So I have to show myself grace. I have to show my kids grace. I have to show my husband grace in this time. And that's not easy, but that's the path.
What do you mean? Husband? I hear that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, Bonny, you've worked at Northview for quite a long time. You've been involved in children's ministry. Have you always wanted to be involved in children's ministry? Is that a thing that you had, like, or how did you come to discover that?
Yeah, no. So I got my Bachelor's of Arts in Biblical Studies and Community Development. I thought that I would be off in some far off third world country working on some form of community development. My mom was a preschool teacher for 18 some years. I thought I would never go into some kind of children's ministry. And then I got laid off at a job, and due to economic stuff, and Northview graciously accepted me in. And it is amazing how the Lord has walked me through this time, opened doors, and shown me skills and gifts and passions in myself and who he has made me that I didn't know was there starting out, 10 years ago. And now children's and family ministry is near and dear to my heart that I never thought it was long ago. So I love it.
It's been cool to see. I mean, getting to know you when you were younger, I always saw it, Bonny. Let's be honest. I did.
I appreciate that.
But sometimes, it's funny, and you're a pastor, sometimes you see things in people that they don't see in themselves, and then you try to encourage them, and they're like, no, I don't think. And then 15 years later, they're doing something. You're like, see, listen to me more. Do you understand?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What kinds of stuff are you guys doing for kids during this particular time? And, like, it's hard, right?
Yeah, it is hard. It's, I would say, I just said to someone today, we basically wanted to be somewhere in a year of, like, online content and being able to disciple people in this sort of way. And we've had to really condense it to almost within a week, like, really, right? So the biggest thing that we're trying to just get up off the ground right now is our weekend content, is creating good messages for children and families to engage with on the weekend, good worship for the kids. Although my kids have loved also just the worship time that's in the main service as well. So that's been great too. So it's really focusing on the weekend content and getting solid biblical teaching there. And then our next step also is following that. So typically on Mondays and Tuesdays is getting resources into the parents' hands to bring what is happening in the weekend service content into the home. So gospel conversations, activities that help cement the ideas, the gospel content into the homes, and just give parents something to grasp onto to make it into dialogue with the kids. So that's sort of what is our main push right now. And that comes in our devotionals and our activity sheets and whatnot. So that's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah. Right. Is that what you asked?
No, that's right. That's what I asked. It's a challenging time, and where everybody's having to change gears, especially churches, right? We're trying to figure out how we can do ministry, because, the call to disciple people or make disciples doesn't go away just because we are forced into our homes like this. And so, trying to get parents to be able to disciple their kids and trying to get content through these kinds of means is a really important thing. I have a question. This might be a little bit deep, but what is your assessment of all this? Like, what have you been thinking about through all of this? So the Lord has been teaching you something, I'm sure, through this COVID-19 crisis.
Yeah.
What is it that keeps coming back to your mind that you're thinking about, both bad, good, whatever?
Okay. Yeah. I also recognize people are asking questions, so we'll have to get to those in a second. But answering that question,
any questions.
I see someone saying, "Does Northview have toilet paper?" Not as important right now.
We do. That.
Yes, words are coming on the worship videos, Christina. That is coming. That will come probably this weekend. Anyways, back to your question, Jeff. What did you ask? Okay, so
That's what are you thinking about this time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost feel bad saying what I want to say because I understand that this season is messy and ugly for people and is devastating. And with it comes a whole sense of chaos and sadness and heartbreak. But honestly, what I feel like the Lord is also putting on my heart in the midst of this is like, I feel like you have given that analogy before, Jeff, where it's like the quilter, you know, the work of like underneath the quilter is this mess and it's ugly. And yet on the other side of it is this like tapestry that you don't see. And I feel like, again, I feel bad saying it, but I'm just going to say it. There's also this sense of excitement of what the Lord is pushing us into, of this online stuff, because I think it's allowing some people the opportunity to hear the gospel preached and listen to things from the safety of their home when they would have never wanted to step into a church building or talk to a pastor. And so this kind of allows them to do that.
Right.
So with that in mind is exciting, but it also means that is something that we need to figure out how to do that. The other thing that goes through my head is, I'll say this as well, and sometimes I get nervous saying it, but a lot of times people see kids' church as a babysitting service. I'm just going to drop off my kid. I'm just going to let children's ministry, the pastors, them do it. We love doing it. But actually, he's called the parents to be the primary disciple makers in the home. And so us as a church, it is our delight and joy to come alongside the parents and do that. Parents, grandparents, whoever it is that is discipling the kids. This opportunity right now that we find ourselves is sort of like, it's just kind of before us, and we're like, parents, you have been called as the primary disciple maker, so here you go. This is your opportunity. It's laid out before you, and us as a church, we will do our absolute best to come alongside you and support you and give you some resources and equip you, and just to also tell you that, like, you've got this, parents, like, you've got this. So so I feel bad being excited for those two things in a time where it's just like there's a lot of not excitement.
Yeah.
But I am excited about those two prospects that are going to come through from this ugliness of that is before us in a very short time.
It looks ugly right now, but you think about some of the ugliest things that have ever happened in the history of the world, like the killing of God. Right? Jesus going to the cross. The murder of God is the worst thing that has ever happened in the history of humankind, and yet it's that very evil thing that brought about the greatest good that we could ever see, and that's the cross. And so so we trust our God to take care of these things. So it's hard though, right? It's hard being at home.
It is.
Dealing with these things and trying to encourage people and be a people of hope, but we can believe that God's going to do that. You have some questions there, I think, or were there questions that you wanted to answer from people? There are some of you guys who are online here. Bonnie and I will take a couple questions, and then we'll leave you alone for a little bit, right? We'll take 5 minutes or so, unless nobody asks anything, and then I'll tell some jokes.
And we'll just keep.
So save us. They're all dad jokes, though. So.
Someone said, Jeff, actually, they said I could share this with you. I won't say who said it. But they said when they first came to Northview 2 years ago, they appreciated your preaching, but they didn't always get your jokes. And now they're parents, and they say, we don't know if we're just getting used to Jeff a little bit more and enjoying his dad jokes now, or if now that we're parents, we're just connecting on a different level.
Probably that.
A little bit of both. Okay. So questions. We read the Bible with our kids every day. Our kids love church. It teaches them to learn socializing. Great. Awesome.
Well, our kids ministry is really great. You guys do such a great job. You really do.
Thanks. Yeah, we're really working hard at it, and we're really working at trying to put the tools into the parents' hands and into your homes so that you guys can do it at home. If you're like, I don't know how to read the Bible with my kids, we have a Bible reading plan that's available it's a family field guide. We've started it at the East Abbey campus. The plan was to start it in April at the Downs Road campus as well. But then here we are.
And now we're all one campus.
Exactly. We are a centralized location. And that's something else I want to say too. Like, we have connected across the board with middle school, high school, and we're working with really all coming together. And supporting and equipping. So we're trying to work our best to all work together. But we do have a Bible reading plan for kids. If parents, if you are wondering, how do I get into the Word with my kids? We have a plan. You can reach out to Northview Kids. We'll get that into your hands. So there's that. Any other questions? You guys have any other questions or comments about the weekend that I may have not seen?
Trent thinks your dad's funny.
Trent thinks
yeah, he says, I know your dad, and he's hilarious.
Oh, that's fine. He's funny. Yeah.
How long have you been married?
We have been married, we're coming up on 9 years.
Did you know when you got married that your husband wasn't going to have any hair?
Yes, I did. He warned me that when we were dating. He warned me that when we were dating. He says very early on, he's like, just so you know, I will be bald soon.
Are you going to post the kids' bulletin online? There's a question.
Yeah, so I think when you say bulletin, you might mean devotional or activity sheets. The devotional and activity sheets, the activity sheets are already up from this past weekend. The devotional, we just wanted to tweak a few things on it they were advertising some events that are not happening anymore. So we are tweaking that, and then next week you'll have access to a devotional and activity sheets on the webpage. Best way to stay in contact with everything and up to date is following social or checking out our website, and we're updating it probably weekly. Sorry, I missed the boat here, but where do we go to find the kids stuff for Sunday mornings? Yeah, so hey, Jenica. You can, so northview.org/kids. There is a Northview Kids TV link there that you select that right in the morning. I think we'll mention that this weekend as well, Jeff, right? That to go to a separate website to access that, right? Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, we're still getting used to the announcements and what we need to tell people and that. So I'll be explaining some of that in the service this weekend, just where you can go to get some of these things. And yeah, both Clayton Tufnell and Ken Toes are defending the joys of baldness. So anyway,
I knew about the baldness. I did not expect one day I left to work. I had a husband with hair. I came home to a bald man mowing the lawn. That was a bit shocking, but it's fine. It's all good. Pamela, love you too. And Andrea said something. I started our day with a daily devotion with my littles because we have no rush to get out of the house. Yeah. So I just wanted to say something exactly like we're in this new time. It's not easy to do. When I say like getting into the Bible with your kids, like by no means am I saying that is going to be easy. That is hard and it's messy. We have a 7-year-old who it's easy to do with, but my 3-year-old running around distracting. So it's okay that it looks messy. It's okay that you come to it, you pause, you come back to it. That's fine. There's no pressure in this time. Most important thing is just get the basics, the foundations, pray with your kids, pray for your kids, be in your word, let your kids see you doing your work, your studies, right? Like,
and it's a complete mess. Listen, anybody's out there and they're like, this isn't going well. That's what it is. Okay. It doesn't ever go well. You know why? Because a lot of them are like that guy. Right? So
it's allowed to feel messy.
They do remember it, even if you're like, you go in the other room at night, you're like, I don't think they even listen to anything at all about anything. But they actually do. They actually do. Bonnie, I thank you so much for being with me.
Cool.
You're amazing. God bless you.
Thank you.
For those of you who are still on here, we'll try to do, I actually think we might try to do this in the evenings from now on. I'm planning on interviewing people all over the place.
That's awesome.
People from far off, some pastors from far off in other places, some thinkers, some others, and other pastors from our church, just to keep you guys updated. So thank you for being the first one, Bonnie.
Yeah, totally. It's good to chat, everyone. If you have questions, send them through. You can still message Northview Kids if we didn't answer them. So we're here to answer your questions. Thanks, Jeff.
Okay, peace out.
Okay, bye.
Bye. See you, everyone.